air quotes, beta testers. And so what'll happen is over the next few days, as we start populating these blogs with more and more content and doing kind of tweaks and changes, you guys can see that process as it unfolds, which I think is going to be a pretty cool experience for everybody on here, especially if you haven't done blogging before, if you've never done that. So in order to get the ball rolling, go ahead and log into Infinii Network, and then go ahead and click on the training tab, and then go to blogging training right here. What you'll see is a little form that says create your blog below. Just go ahead and put in your Infinii username, make sure it's exactly correct, be careful, and your email address, and you'll submit your blog information. Now, what will happen is it'll take you to a page that says we've received an email with your blog login information, or you will receive an email with your blog login information in the next 24 hours. And you'll start getting an email that kicks out to you to log into your WordPress blog panel, to where you can start making changes, tweaks, edits. You can look at your blog, you can see what's going on with it, and we'll get the ball rolling. Now, what's really cool, there's a lot of folks who want to blog, right? They want to do this stuff, but they don't want to go through the headache of setting up a WordPress blog, installing all the plugins. Which plugins do I use? What ones are the best? What do we do? So your blog will actually be preloaded with Genesis and with dozens of plugins that have been handpicked by Carly, who, if you guys don't know, is amazing at this stuff. And she's going to be walking you through tonight how to kind of set this stuff up, what you should be looking for, why you even want to have one, and what to expect when you get in there. So Norman, if you know nothing about blogging, that's fine. This is really what this solution is for, is to get people on a level playing field with this, right? Without having to have any kind of knowledge, boom, they're set up. And then what we'll do in the future is we'll bring in some article writers to help you guys out if you so choose to get some article writers with us. Okay, so we want to make sure you guys are taken care of from every angle, and obviously blogging is a very big part of internet marketing, or can be, even if it's not to try to rank for SEO, even if it's a follow-up thing where you're sending people back to your blog to learn more about you, right? Or if you want to make sure that they get a handle on who you are and what you've done, you can put what you want on your blog. So pretty excited about this. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Carly. Let her go ahead and get this started. But once again, for those of you who are just popping on, log in your back office, go to blog training. You'll see this form right here. Fill this out, and within 24 hours, you'll have a login info with your blog on it, right? So you can go ahead and start getting in there and taking action and just getting the lay of the land. And we will indeed be following up with you guys to make sure you have everything you need, okay? All right, so without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to Carly. I don't think she needs any introduction. I think everybody knows who she is. She runs all the training inside of Infinii here, does an amazing job with it, always in the trenches with you guys, and then bringing that knowledge back and showing you guys what to do in your e-commerce businesses. And for those of you who don't know, she's pretty amazing at the blogging side. So Carly, turn it on over to you.
Okie dokie.
Make you a presenter. There you go.
Thank you. Show my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen okay.
I got it. I can see it.
You got it? Yep. Okay, good. Everyone else can see okay? Okay, good. We're good, good, good. Okay, so let me move some stuff out of the way here. Now, I'm going to say this in advance. I have never done this live. So bear with me here. Okay. Excuse me. So what you're looking at right here is what is called the WordPress dashboard. It's a back office for WordPress. So I want to take you through a little bit of a short tour to help you understand how things work. You will see over here on the left-hand menu, there are several things that you can do, which we will get into more in depth on, I would say, a future webinar, Kevin. So the front your blog has been created is you want to go through what is called the WordPress settings. So if you click on settings, you will be able to change your site title. You can add a tagline. You don't have to have a tagline, but you can add one. your email address, and some other information in the general settings. Normally, I will leave all of this as long as the site title and your email address is correct, and then just click on Save Changes. The next section is the writing section. Here you can choose a default category. Now understand that this is a demo blog, so the category names will say category 1, 2, 3, and 4. So for example, if you're blogging about online marketing, you would use category names, online marketing, or something to that effect. Default post format, I usually leave as is. If you've changed anything, then you would definitely want to click Save Changes. The most important thing, if you change anything in WordPress, Save Changes is your best friend. Been there, done that. The reading section, this is where you can tell WordPress to either show your posts that you have created or a static page. For example, let's go, is this the one I want? Yes, okay. This is what I threw together for our webinar here. So I actually created a page called Infinii Commerce that I chose to be my front page. So you can actually create a page and choose a specific page to always be on the front page. Or if I were to click on your latest post and click Save Changes, and if we refresh, now it's going to show, I love this picture. Now it's going to show your latest posts. I have found, working with WordPress and Google and search engines and that kind of thing, your static pages are going to be a lot better as far as ranking purposes, which we will definitely get into at a later date. Again, this is all basic information that we're going to go through to get you ready to start blogging. So once you have filled this information in, now this is something I want to point out where it says search engine visibility. Until you have, I would say, a couple of pages and at least 5 posts up and you have your design already, you want to make sure this is checked. We don't want Google to index your site until you're ready. So once you've done all this, you can click on Save Changes again. So now that I have chosen a specific page for the front page, I can then click Refresh again, and now I'm back to the main page. Okay, discussions is not really that important. We can get into that at a later training date. It's very basic information. You know, you can actually blacklist people from your blog and stuff like that. I just leave it as is, as it comes out of the box. And media has to do with your images. You can choose the image size. I normally will keep a thumbnail around 200. 150 just looks really small to me. So you can choose the sizes or leave as is. Click Save Changes. Again, anything that you change, you want to make sure that you save changes. Permalinks. This is very important for SEO. If you want to be ranked anywhere out there on Google, it's important to make sure that your common settings says post name. And that will give you a link like this, and that's what Google wants. This is actually optional. You can probably Google information for that. I don't use it very, very rarely. It just depends on the blog. And that's it for the settings. We have pre-installed an XML sitemap, and we will go over that again in a training video. During the phase of creating your blog, if you want to put an under construction page, I think we have that up, don't we? No, actually I'm logged in. I can't do that, so forget that. Okay, so I'd like to break for just a second and ask if everybody is understanding exactly what we're going through. Am I going too fast? So far, so good. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, I want to answer Cindy's question. Cindy, you know I love you, right? It's not in the back office. This is in Infinii Network, and you're going to need to click on the blog training to request a blog like this. Okay.
Yep. So real quick, guys, this is once you request the blog and go over the steps that I showed you, and I'll go over that again before we get off in case you didn't have a chance to.
Yes.
You'll get a blog and login information, and that login information that you'll receive in your email when you do log in, you'll be in the admin panel of your blog, and that is what you're seeing right here. So what Carly's going over is how to set this up, what you want to look for, just kind of getting you orientated, right? We don't want to go lightning's fast, but we want to make sure you guys understand what kind of everything means in the back office of WordPress, okay? So I just want to kind of toss that out there.
I'd like to answer a couple questions, if that's okay. Norman asks, what is the real advantage to blogging? I'm so glad you asked that. Blogging, you are able to target specific keywords to have people come find you. So understand that if you are blogging about e-commerce training, then people looking for e-commerce training are going to come find you. So there's a lot of benefit to it, not only about, I love to write, I love to blog. Mind you, I don't have as much time as I used to, but getting there. But the point is, it's very, yes, it's being recorded. It's okay. Don't panic. Okay. So what we're going to show you is, one, how to set up a blog. We're also going to show you how to create a post, how to create a page. I mean, we're going to go through different areas so that, wait a minute. Maybe you want to answer that one. Why not create a Facebook fan page instead of a blog? Because there's certain people on Facebook and there's other people on Google. So there's a lot more people on Google than there are anywhere else. Okay, so I see a lot of questions. We'll deal with that later. Okay, so the next part that I want to go over is the appearance. Appearances up here. Appearances is you're going to be able to edit or add things to your blog to make it look better, basically. So if you go over here and go to customize, there's several things that you can actually edit. If you click on site identity, you can actually change the title or the tagline. You can also add a site icon, and it tells you how big it should be before you, and I didn't want to do that. Of course. Okay. So if we go back here, you can actually also change the colors. So for example, you'll see that the links I have in blue right now. So you can actually change the color to purple or to crazy colors, pretty much anything that you want to do. So that's how you would be able to change colors. You will notice that the background also has more of a gray color. You can actually change that as well. I can make it white, and it looks like you won't see the background color of that. So I'm going to clear, leave that. Header image, which is this here, nothing fancy. You can either have an image or you can have your blog name, what you named the blog, show up in this area here. You will notice that it actually tells you how big the image should be before you upload it. Okay? And you can actually, I know numerous people that blog where they may add like 4 or 5 different variations, and you can actually have WordPress randomly show a different image. I don't do it, but people do. Okay. Background image, you can also add a background image here. You just select the image. Now, if, for example, you had a background image or an image anywhere, you would select an image up there. You would actually click on upload, and then you can upload it directly from your computer. Okay, menus. Currently have 2 menus on this particular blog, which is a category menu here and a page menu here. And I will show you how to add or edit those menus in just a second. So for example, this category menu, I could actually add additional items. I could actually add a custom link, and I could just add infinii.com. You can pretty much do anything you want to. So let's see here. So see, now we have a link to Infinii. So the menus, you can pretty much do anything that you want with them. So as far as pages go, you'd want like a contact page, an about, or I can't even think of the other pages usually. And then the categories are going to be based on what you're blogging about. Let's see, widgets. Widgets are really easy to do. These are widgets over here. So what you will notice is I added a lot of information to this, what they call a sidebar, that you can change the way that they look. So let me go back, leave page. And if we go up here to appearances and then widgets, you can do it from here as well. What you are seeing on the right-hand side here is what is called a primary sidebar, okay? So basically what I've done is we've added several plugins. So this one is a simple social icons. And what you can do is you can click on it here, and you can actually add your Google+, Instagram, or whatever social media site that you want to add there. Okay, so once you, and you can actually change the color or leave it the way it is. I mean, these are the most, and you can actually change the title as well. So if you look here, it says let's connect. If I changed, and apparently I can't spell for some reason. If I change the text here, I can then go down to the bottom of it and click Save. Now, if I refresh the page, that's how instant it is to change stuff on your blog. So, we can take this and close it because it's getting in my way. I'm going to actually remove this widget and show you how super easy it is to add one. Delete. That is what is called an image widget. So if I drag this over here, and I can position it anywhere I want it to go. Say, for example, I wanted to put an image on the right sidebar and link it to, say, my sales page. I can actually, we'll just use the same image. I just love that little girl. Okay, so I can insert this image. Now, if you scroll down, you can actually add a link to it. I'm just going to put facebook.com for right now. And then you can tell it, medium, large, or whatever. I usually do medium, and then a line. I will normally do center. It just looks better. So if I click Save, excuse me, and I close it, we can go back and refresh. Now, if I click on this picture, I went to Facebook. So that's another good way of adding an image to your Infinii network pages or your sales page or something to that effect. So if we go back over here, there is also, okay, let's go to the Infinii. Okay. Have you guys seen these banners back here? I love these banners. Banners are awesome, Kevin. What you can do is you can take one of these banners. I'll copy the code. And this goes directly to your link, okay? So you can come over here, and I can take a text widget, and let's put it above there. And I can paste the code in there, leave the title, or you can say join my team or whatever you may want to put in there and click on save. Now watch what happens. Remember, we added one directly underneath. So we'll refresh. And now this goes directly to the sales page. Okay, so that's how the widgets work. So you can, it makes it very functional. So you can add stuff anywhere you pretty much want to add it. This theme actually comes with 3 footer widgets as well, which I have not put together, which I forgot, Kevin. So for example, if I wanted to put recent posts down here in footer 1, if I add that, now what that will do is if we hit refresh again, we can go to the bottom of the page because that's a footer. And now we have information on the left side footer. This particular theme, excuse me, has 3 footers and a sidebar and a header right. Any information you find over here can be placed in any of these widgets. Okay, should I break for questions?
I think it'd be really helpful if we do one thing real quick, and that is just toggle back to the blog for me.
Okay.
Now, just looking at the layout, what you guys see at that top bar there, where it says My Sites, Infinii, Commerce Demo, Customize, that is something that you're going to see because you're logged in at the admin.
Right.
Okay. The top banner right there. We can edit that, right? We can edit anything on these blogs, okay? And I'd like to kind of go through and say, here's the top banner, and you would edit it here. And then here are the categories, and you could edit it here. And here's the blog post, and you can edit it, right? So they can just get a really good layout of what they're looking at.
Okay, let me answer Mike Stevens. This is a Genesis theme. It's a child's theme sample. I highly recommend it. They're very easy to rank in Google very quickly. Any Genesis theme. Let's see, anything else? Yes, there's actually an app for WordPress that you can actually do this on your phone, Norman. I've done it before. Okay, so I think, hold on one second for me, Kevin.
Kevin's holding. So how are we doing, guys, so far? What do you think about this, about getting just a blog you plug and play? I want to get your feedback on it. What we're doing here, Priscilla asks a really good question. Is this for customers, search, partners, or both? What'll happen is pretty much, right now we're bringing this to you guys in Infinii Network because it's a smaller community versus all of the partners, right? And then we're going to roll this out in the beta form, let you guys go ahead and get access to it and test it out. And as we make some more tweaks to it, you can see that happening because that'll give you a really good education on what we're doing here and get you in kind of a firm setting to actually be able to take action on this stuff, right? Because having it, whoop-de-doo-dah, you've got a blog sitting there. Who cares? The question is, how can we get some action out of this, get some blog posts going, and make sure you guys have the training for that? So, it's fine to take your time and go through this stuff because it needs to be an education. You need to learn it so that you can really apply yourself and then pass this down throughout your team members and help people out, right? That's kind of the game plan. But to answer your question, we will be having this live for pretty much everyone who's a partner in Infinii. We're just starting here with Infinii Network so that you guys who are in Infinii Network get your hands on it first. We like to launch stuff and give you stuff here first because you understand a lot of this stuff and have more advanced training than the average marketer out there roaming the planet. Okay, so that's the game plan. Is this first? You guys get in here first. You guys, everything that we launch on the partner side of the house will come here first inside of Infinii Network. We'll do some more training on this. We'll have some webinars on it. We'll make sure you are 100% up to speed on how to do this. We'll even go out there and get some blog writers so you can just outsource your blogging and make sure you guys are in a good position because, hey, I can't stand to write. I think we all understand that by now. And now you guys, if you don't like to write either, you'll have a way to do that yourselves as well, where you can just outsource that as well. And then we'll launch it into and say, hey, all partners can have access to this. But the catch to that is you guys will be pretty highly trained by that point. So yeah, there we are. All right, I'm going to shut up now, Carly. I would just really like to, what I'd like to see, though, is that we just kind of go through because I think a lot of people still might be confused. And I know, because I know I was when I first started looking at blogs.
Right.
And I'm not a master blogger by any means, guys. But you know, a side widget, right? What exactly is that, right? So on that right-hand side where you see join my team, let's connect on Facebook, join today, those are all widgets that you add to a sidebar. So can we go into back inside of the admin panel and show them where they would make those edits one more time? Right.
Okay. So from the left menu where you see appearances, you will go to widgets. So if I click widgets again, here are the widgets that are available will be on the right-hand side over here. Okay. I purposely made my mouse bigger and darker so everybody can see it. Okay, so on the left-hand side are the available widgets. So anything that is available to put in a widget is going to be over here on the left-hand side. So again, categories would be your category names. Featured tabs, I'll have to get into that later. There's a few things that I would have to get into later. Pages is going to be the pages that you have on your blog. Now, the primary sidebar is what you see on the right-hand side here, okay? This is what is called the primary sidebar, okay? So the primary sidebar has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 widgets in there currently, right? Now, if I click on the pages that we just discussed, we can actually name it anything that we want. And what does that name? Where's the pages? Got to find it again. Here we go. So anything that I change, see where it says more information? I can change that to say get more information. And if I click save, I will then refresh. And now it is updated that quickly, okay? So another thing to consider is when it comes to the pages, you can sort by page title, page order, page ID. That's a whole other webinar. We'll talk about that later. I would just leave it at page title. It's the simplest, and honestly, that's all I've ever used. You can actually exclude pages from showing up as well, and that's another webinar. But honestly, if you do it out of the box, it's plenty for you to build your blog. You don't need to know all these advanced type of strategies or different ways of doing things. That's what's awesome about WordPress is out of the box, it's workable. It's very easy to learn. So if I close here, categories is the same thing. Every time you add a widget, you have the option of having additional information. So we could show it as a drop down, for example. If I click save, now let's go to categories. Here's the categories. Let's refresh. And now I have a drop down menu. Okay. I can also uncheck that. I could actually, for example, if I had, I don't know, 20 posts, if I clicked on show post count and I click save, you can then refresh again and it shows how many posts are in each category. So there's different things that you can do to different point. Again, what we went over here, You can actually change the title to, if you're talking about online marketing, then it would have something to do with online marketing. If you're talking about e-commerce, then it would say something about e-commerce. It's not hard. And before anybody freaks out when I say the word SEO, don't. It is a lot easier than most of you will even think. Just like we learn on eBay and Amazon about how to rank our listings, you do the same thing with a blog. You already have the basis of SEO. It's just the strategies are a little different. But that's the point, is everything that we've gone over about ranking in eBay or Amazon, Bonanza, or whatever it may be in our own platform is used for blogging. That's where it came from. When I joined, I decided to test the SEO I knew on blogging into e-commerce, and it worked. So you already have a lot of the knowledge that you can implement into your blog. So again, you can add a link to this image widget. And of course, you do not have to use my favorite picture. You can use whatever you want. And again, if you don't want that there, I can just click delete. Oh my God, it's gone. Where'd it go? No, I'm kidding. Okay, so I can then refresh, and it disappeared. So each widget, depending on what type of widget you have, does different things. A text widget will allow you to add what they call HTML, and this is what is HTML code. It looks all funny and you can't really read it, but it does things that you want it to do. So I'll leave it at that. Again, social media is going to be important when it comes to blogging. Every time you do a blog post, you want to share it on social media. That's how Google gets notified at how popular you are and how easy it is to rank. Can I show an example of that?
Oh, yeah, I think they would love it.
Sweet. Okay. So I know a lot of you follow me on Facebook, so I was doing some blogging, and let me get to Google first. And I did a post on social media hashtags. And I was surprised to find out that people were actually searching Google for hashtag OMG. Well, I just found out it only took about 4 days, and I'm #1 on Google right here. So here's my post. There's my hashtag right there. So I'm actually ranking for that post. And honestly, all I did was share it on social media. So other people shared it. There's a lot of comments. I didn't just share it on Facebook. Basically, I do use Hootsuite for a lot of my blogging stuff. So I do share posts on like Google Plus and LinkedIn and that kind of thing. I know there's going to be some questions. I should have kept my mouth shut on that. Sorry. Okay. So the point is it's not hard. And you have to understand this particular blog, I think, has 5 or 6 posts. That's it. So if you'll notice, this particular term, social media hashtags, oh, I think that's hilarious. There's over 76,000 results. Who would have thought? So my point is what we're teaching you is exactly how I did that. So it is possible. Are you going to be #1 every time? Probably not. But I can show you how to get on the front page, and it's not hard.
No, I'll tell you what I'd like to do too, and it's funny because I look in the chat, and guys, if you guys don't know Norman, get to know Norman Ellsworth. He talks in the chat as if we're having a direct conversation with him, which is awesome.
I know, right?
So you're awesome, Norman. Now, I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to put together a little quick series on getting up and running with your blog. This is really just an introduction webinar. And so we'll do 5, 4 once you log in, you want to do this first. Next, you want to do that first. Next, you want to do that first. And then I would like to get into some, as time goes by, into some more advanced stuff, and bring out some other, rock stars who are doing great with this, like, I don't know, Marin, we're going to be tapping on your shoulder. It's awesome. And get some more trainers in here and more perspectives on how this whole thing works, because it's really, really powerful, right? If nothing else, from a branding purpose.
You should unmute her. She's there.
Yeah, Marin, do you mind if I unmute you? I'd like to see what you've got going on. Let's do it. I'm just waiting for her reply back. But yeah, so we'll go through and do a lot of this stuff and really, guys, get you guys up and running. And again, this is free for you guys, right? And so then we'll start moving this stuff over into the rest of Infinii and letting folks go ahead and get their hands on it as well. So I'm going to grab Marin real quick.
Awesome.
Just gave me the thumbs up to unmute. Usually I just unmute people, but we won't do that today. So let me find her. There she is. Marin, you are unmuted.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. Great webinar, guys. Been waiting for this. Yay.
So what's your experience with blogging? I know that from DS Domination all the way up into Infinii, you and your husband pretty much put in a few people a day and have always been a consistent force on leaderboards and everything we've ever done. What's your outtake on blogging, and what would you pass on to these guys and how powerful this can be?
Yeah, well, pretty much all of our recruiting has been through content marketing, which is blogging, and video marketing. That's content. You're creating content, you're optimizing it for SEO, using those keywords. We write for our audience. We don't write for SEO as much. So we want to, basically what we do is we take all the information we're learning from DSD and Infinii and eBay and e-commerce, and we're writing it to share the information. And yeah, we get so much traffic to our website and to our YouTube channel. People join our links, they sign up, they pay, we never hear from them. I try and contact them, I send them welcome emails, add them to the Facebook groups, but they're happy they just find our link and join up. It's the easiest recruiting ever. And yeah, we've been doing it consistently for over 3 years, and it just works for us. But as you know, it takes time. It can take, between 1 and 3 hours to do a post with all the optimization. And then it doesn't end there. As you know, you've got to share it. So we use different tools to share it all, to bookmark it all, reshare stuff, answer comments. But yeah, definitely works. So much better than paying for advertising.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Now, on average, when you look at the time invested into creating a blog post, let's say you made one blog post, what would you say would be the real tangible result you get out of that, right? Because in marketing, it's all about the results. So you make a blog post, what's your expectation of a tangible result you're going to get from, per blog post you invest your time in?
Just getting people either emailing us, contacting us, and then asking for a link and joining, or they just follow the information and get started. We've had lots of people find us through our blog and then go and look us up on Facebook, send us friend requests. You start communicating with people or just emailing us, getting into our email funnels through Aweber, and then they get drip-fed emails and followed up. But yeah, you don't have to necessarily spend a lot of time writing. We might, for example, record an opportunity webinar, then we upload it to YouTube, like with the same SEO keywords, and then I embed it into a blog, and then I write a description.
Yeah. Thank you.
Recap.
Sorry, I'm having a good time right now.
Yeah, and then I send 4 or 5,000 email subscribers.
Mhm.
So it's the same piece of content. We're not creating it, the company's creating it. And then you can use it for blogs, for videos, and send out emails. And then, of course, all your social media posts. So it's easy.
Piece of
There we
cake.
go. There we go. Yeah. So, what would you be willing to hop on some calls here in the very near future and go over some of the stuff you're doing? Because I think everyone here, actually, guys, hop in the chat if you'd want Marin to do that. I just want to give her a little social peer pressure.
I can't hop
And
in the
George,
chat. I
and
say
George. Yeah,
Yes,
we've been
yes,
working
yes.
with WordPress for 5 or 6 years. It's all self-taught.
Yep.
We've built websites for other people. We know the technical side of it really well. So Carly will be helping out in the Facebook groups, answering questions, because it can seem quite daunting, all the technical side that Carly's going over, but it's really not. WordPress is so easy as long as you
Yeah.
know how to use a word editor.
Yes.
You can't really break it too bad. But just start writing. Talk about yourself, your story. They're really good posts you can start with. And then any information from the company, you can repurpose that into blogs.
Absolutely.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, thank you. I can't wait to have you out on some training once we get everyone kind of spun up and get the basics settled in. It would be great to have you come out and teach some of the cool stuff you guys are doing. So I love it. It's like a big loop, right? You have a piece of content out on YouTube. I mean, you have a YouTube video going, linking back to your blog post and linking back to your sign up page. You have a blog that's, that has that embedded on it, which gives more weight to the YouTube video. And then you've got the content out there, SEO for keywords that you wanted. And the content that you get for that comes from the things that you're learning inside the company. So you share a little bit of tidbit of information, and the person who's going to be interested in that tidbit of information would be the exact same person who'd be interested in doing what? Joining Infinii. So it's one big link wheel, and it all works pretty awesome. So
it does. It does work. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for having me out here.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
See ya. Okay.
Bye.
So that's Marin, everybody. She's pretty awesome. Her and her husband are amazing leaders. So it's really good to have her out here. I think that's it. I think Carly, we need to get to sending out these blogs for these guys so they can start beta testing this and going through it. I want to make sure they can get this stuff up and running as soon as possible, and we'll get this webinar posted right in the back office on that same page. In fact, I will grab something. I'm going to grab the screen real quick and show you guys one more time. For those of you who missed this, let me see.
Norman, no, I did not go through everything.
No. There's a lot
not even close.
We definitely don't want to overwhelm anybody, though.
Yeah.
So if you guys, when you get back here, just go log in Infinii Network, click on blog training. That'll take you over to this page right here, where you can go ahead and just put your Infinii username here, put your email address here, hit submit. It's going to kick you over to the page that says, hey, we'll send you your blog login information in 24 hours, and it will all be set up for you. You'll have the Genesis theme. You'll have a bunch of plugins installed, so you don't have to worry about trying to do any of that stuff. And we will get rolling. We'll have this recording on this same page right above this video here in the next 30 to 40 minutes. And if you guys have some questions, you should be able to see my screen, Joyce.
Yeah,
You guys see my screen? Okay.
I see it.
Good stuff all around. And then I'm going to be in the help desk tonight, so you guys can hit me up. I got a bunch of stuff to do in there. If you don't know this already, even though I am a co-founder of Infinii and a chief marketing officer, I do spend a lot of time in help desks, especially on the Infinii Network side, so I can see the exact challenges, the struggles that you have, and the successes that you have. That's what drives me, guys. So let me know if
Kevin is awesome.
let me know if you guys are what you guys are doing good, what you need help with, because that feeds and that gives me the direction that we're going to take to help you guys build your business. When I see somebody say, oh, I want to learn blogging, and I see that post 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times to me in the help desk, that's what spurs these things on. That's where I go, okay, we need a blogging platform for these guys. And let's beta test it in the Infinii Network side. Let's get them spun up, and then let's bring it on over to everyone in the partners so that their teams can duplicate. Let me know your successes in the help desk. Even if I don't reply to it, because I get a lot of tickets in there and I'm kind of a busy guy, I still I really appreciate that kind of stuff that you guys send over there. Really drives me, keeps me going. So that's it. Kali, I think we're good unless there's anything else, and we'll get this recording up in the back office, and then we'll schedule another training to dig into this stuff even more.
Sounds good.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you for being here and showing up. I know it's Monday, and some of you probably want to be out watching football and doing whatever it is you guys do on a Monday other than sitting here listening to us. But we are here for you 110%. We never stop. We never sleep. We just keep working to help you guys build, and you deserve that. Okay? So love you guys. Night. See you guys
Bye.
tomorrow.